Welcome back to the channel. This is it. The final ESPN card, final card of the year. It's going to be interesting. We've got UFC Fight Night. We're at the apex, of course. We're at the apex. You know, the ESPN deal is going to die as it lived at the apex. But it's not a terrible card. It's a bit of a sleeper card. It gets better as it goes on. But yeah, here we are. It's the last one on ESPN before the Paramount switch in a few weeks' time. About a month, just a bit more than a month's time. So yeah, let's get right into it. Let's get right into it because no sense in dilly dallying. First fight: Teresa Bleda, I don't know, Bleda versus Jamie Lynn Horth. Blada's the favourite. Teresa Blada's the favourite. They reckon 7-1, definitely a prospect that they want to do well at the minute. That one loss was acquired inside of the UFC after she got into Contender Series. I can't even remember who it was. I'm just going to go check. I've got it right here in front of me, so why not? Why not just go check? Natalia Silva head kicked her in the third round, I remember. Yeah. Oh, gone too far. Yeah. Jamie Lynn Horth isn't going to head kick her in the third round. The only thing that I worry for is Jamie Lynn Horth pulling the Canadian woman trick, which is Canadian fighters terrible aside from George St. Pierre. They're just big shoes to fill, I guess. Whereas the women fighters, they're actually all right. And Jamie Lynn Horth, one of them ones that's a bit like, ooh, sometimes. But so far in the UFC, she wins one, loses one, wins one, loses one. At least that's how it's been recently. And she's just come off of a win, which means she's due to lose. So yeah, we're gonna go with Blada based on that superstition right there. Teresa Blada, probably by a decision. This is women's MMA. This is women's flyweight. So probably a decision there. Next up, we've got Alan Fry versus Guilherme Pat. Guilherme Pat? I hope I'm saying that right. Guilherme Pat. Both guys new to the UFC, fresh faces, some hefty dudes, some big dudes. Both heavyweights, right? This is a heavyweight fight, or is it light heavyweights? Oh, whatever. Yeah, heavyweight. Okay, this is a heavyweight fight. Yeah, I mean, like I say, not really much to glean from both guys. Both guys freshly signed to the UFC, thrown on the last card of the year. I do lean towards Fry over Guilherme Pat. I wonder if that's just like Jeremy in Brazilian. His name's just Jeremy Pat. But yeah, I think we're gonna go with Fry. We're gonna rock with Fry for this one. Honestly, don't know too much about either guy, and I'm behind on my research. I haven't researched the prelims. Sorry everybody. We're just going off what Tapology tells me. So we're gonna go with Fry. On to the next one. We've got Luana Santos versus Melissa Scare Croden, which I've got a bone to pick with Melissa Scare Croden. So she's called Melissa Scare Croden because obviously her last name's Croden. But doesn't Jamie Lynn Horth look a lot more like a scarecrow? Like Jamie Lynn Horth actually looks like the Scarecrow from Wizard of Oz. Anyway, we're actually going to go with Melissa Croden to win this fight against Luana Santos as well. Once again, female fighters from Canada aren't that bad, actually. They're actually pretty good and pretty consistent as well, with the exceptions of like Jamie. Well, no, because Jamie Lynn Horth is consistent. She wins one, loses one, wins one, loses one. So she's consistent in that sense. But yeah, Canadians fairly consistent. Again, it's gonna be a decision in my opinion. It's gonna be a decision. I could see Luana Santos hanging on against Croden, against the smothering approach of Croden. So yeah, we're going to go with Croden. Again, it's a likely decision. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to go Melissa Croydon by decision over Luana Santos. On to the next one. We've got Sean Sheriff versus Stephen Asplund. Interesting one. I don't rate Sheriff very highly, to be honest with you. I feel like he's likely to get bonked by Asplund. Yeah, I mean, what more can I say than that? It seems like they kind of given Asplund a favourable matchup. Can we see the? Can we have a look at their height and reach? Slightly bigger, slightly longer. Fair bit younger as well. Just ever so slightly younger. Noticeably. Not that it matters too much at heavyweights, but you know, at heavyweights. Who'd you get chinned by? Junior Taffa. That's not good. I don't like the Taffa Bros. If you're new here, not a fan of the Taffa Bros. Maybe I was at one point, but they've since let me down. I reckon Sean Sheriff's gonna get chinned by Stephen Asplund. You can't be losing to the Taffa Bros. And the Taffa Bros fall over and can't get back up. They've zero grappling, brother. But yeah, so Asplund's probably gonna chin Sean Sheriff. On to the next one. That's it, Stephen Asplund by TKO. We've got, let me scroll that up, Neil Magny versus Yaroslav Amosov. Amosov? Hope I'm saying that right. Tough one again. Problem is with Neil Magny is like, Neil Magny beats the... You know what? Neil Magny's likely to win this fight. Neil Magny will come and win the fights you don't expect him to, and lose. Neil Magny's the kind of guy that fights to level. So you put him in there with a guy he's supposed to lose to, and he'll have a good performance, and he might very well win it. And then you put him with a guy who's terrible, expecting him to win, and he fights to level. So then he is also terrible, like shit. So yeah, interesting one. We'll take a deeper dive. We'll take a deep dive into this one. Let me see. Okay. Oh, I see. 32 as well. I see. Feels like someone who should have been signed a little while ago, more so than now. That's probably why they didn't, though. Lots of decisions on there. Ain't good. That ain't good. You know what? I want to go with Neil Magny. I feel like from the looks, from this precursory look, okay, I'm gonna say that Amoslav is pretty decent in the lower levels, in the lesser divisions, we'll call them, the lesser promotions, we should call them. He's probably pretty good in these lesser promotions. He did get chinned by Jack Johnson in Bellator. Feels like they should have really scooped him up before that. He 28 and what? And 20 could have got him when he was 26-0, 27, 25-0. What? Well, I wonder why he scooped him. No. Very strange. Probably to lowball him. They waited for him to get chinned so they could lowball him on offer. Yeah, we're gonna go with Neil Magny. To be honest, it could end in a bunch of different ways. How did you get chinned, or did you get subbed? Got chinned by Jack Johnson. And by Jason Jackson. Jack Johnson. Yeah, he's gonna chin by Neil Magny. Okay, why not? Yeah, I want to go with Neil Magny. It's just the kind of fight that Neil Magny's not supposed to win, therefore he will win it. That's the kind of feeling I'm getting and going into this one. Next up, we've got Jordanison Brito. Let's call him Brito. Versus Isaac Thomas. Isaac Thomas, I don't know you very much at all. I don't know you very much at all. But you know what? This is super short notice. Okay, we've got a young guy, a young kid from Australia, taking a fight, getting signed, taking a fight on short notice, getting flown into Vegas. I'm gonna go with Isaac Thompson. I'm gonna go with Isaac Thompson. It's gonna be another Quinlan Salkild. It's gonna be another one of those kind of performances. The Aussies just seem to do this. Even the Taffa Bros, you know, even the Taffa Bros took fights on short notice at the start, in the beginning of their careers, and got wins off those. It's a very Aussie strategy. So yeah, we're gonna go with Isaac Thompson, probably to TKO Brito. I'm gonna go with Isaac Thompson via TKO over Brito. On to the next one. Amanda Lemos versus Gillian Robertson. Do I break from the meta I've set myself for this prediction? Canadian women are pretty good, and I feel like I picked Gillian as an underdog recently. Who did you fight? Was it Marina Rodriguez? I feel like I might have picked Gillian Robertson to win against Rodriguez. That sounds about right. Again, Canadian girls can scrap. I'm probably going to do it again. So I'm going to go with Gillian Robertson again. Because Canadian women can fight, unlike the men. Speaking of which, we've got Bobby Green versus Lance Gibson Jr. Canadian men can't fight. I'm just going to say it. He's going to get chinned by Bobby. This is what Bobby does. Chins Canadians. No, yeah, I want to go with Bobby Green to beat Lance Gibson. I hardly know anything about Lance Gibson Jr. Let's not write him off straight away. Who'd you lose to? Let me see that loss. Okay. Yeah, it's not really. I'm gonna go with Bobby Green. I think I'm gonna go with Bobby Green. Yeah, you know what? I feel like it's a winnable fight for Bobby. Although he is pushing 40 now. That's a bit of a concern. Nah, go on. We'll rock with We'll rock with Bobby Green. We'll rock with King Green. Why not? Next up, we've got. Oh yeah, Bobby Green by TKO. Next up, we've got Kennedy Nzechukwu versus Marcus Buchecha. It's a very winnable fight for Kennedy Nzechukwu. The problem is that Kennedy Nzechukwu has got he's got a low fight IQ and he makes a lot of mistakes. And I feel like there's a bit of a skill disparity between the two of them. Where I feel like if Buchecha can get him down, it's gonna be an easy fight for Buchecha. It's a tough one. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Marcus Buchecha. Maybe a submit. I'm feeling maybe a submission, to be honest with you. Yeah, go on. I'm gonna go Marcus Buchecha over Kennedy Nzechukwu. I don't think Kennedy needs to worry too much about the stand up, but I think he probably gets taken down fairly easily. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Marcus Buchecha by submission over Kennedy Nzechukwu. Even once it ends up on the ground, I don't have a lot of confidence in Kennedy. Kennedy having the wherewithal to think his way out of a grappling exchange. I think that's mostly his problem. Maybe he's been working on his grappling. It's terrible. Maybe he works on his grappling, but once he's in the moment, he just panics or he can't think his way through the equation, if you will. But yeah, so I'm going to be going with Marcus Buchecha, likely submission over Kennedy Nzechukwu. On to the next one. Morgan Charrier versus Melquizael Costa. You already know that we're biased on this channel, and we cannot pick Morgan Charrier. Morgan Charrier is likely the favourite in this fight as well. near even. Oh, it's a pick'em. Okay. We're going to go with Milquisel Costa. Picked him a couple of times in the past. He's not let me down. I think every time I've picked him, he's not let me down. And the one time I've picked against him, I was upset, I'm fairly sure. So yeah, we're going to go with Milquisel Costa to beat Morgan Charrier. Morgan Charrier has been around a while. Definitely got the experience advantage over Milquisel Costa. But I just feel like maybe I feel like Milquisel's going to be better on the feet, to be honest with you. I feel like he's just going to land harder shots. Maybe not be as fast and maybe not be as flashy, but I feel like it'll be like an maybe he'll eat two shots to land one, but that one shot will be more damaging than the two he ate, if that kind of makes sense. I could see him baiting Charrier to walk into stuff as well, like walk onto the ends of stuff. Like Milquisel Costa's a pretty tricky dude, pretty high level fighter as well. Like just good IQ. Like Kennedy Nzechukwu, bad IQ. Milquisel Costa, good IQ. Not to say Morgan Charrier doesn't have a good IQ, he actually does. But I just think it's kind of checkers v chess. I don't know. But yeah, so we're going to go with Milquisel Costa for a thinking man's victory. I do think it's going to be a decision, though. I think it's going to be a very close decision between the two of them. But I'm going to give it to Milquisel Costa. On to the next one. Cesar Almeida versus... I'll try, guys. I'll try. Sometimes it just feels like with Polish names, someone just smashed the keyboard, and then whatever popped up, that was their name. Cesar Almeida versus Kazari? Alexei Juk. Hopefully that's how you say it. Alexijuk. Hopefully that's how you say it. So Cesar Almeida versus Cezary Oleksichuk. Tough one for me, to be honest with you. It is a tough one for me. It is a tough one. I feel like the physicality kind of does go to Cesary. Who knows? Cesare. Who knows? Yeah, I feel like the age, the height, and the reach is probably going to play a factor. I kind of do want to pick Cesar Almeida though. You know, one loss to Roman Kopylov isn't that bad. Ihor Potieria is kind of tricky sometimes. He's not amazing though. Ahasen, that's a decent knockout. Dylan Bugger, it's alright that too, to be fair. Fernando. That is a tough one. I think I'm going to switch up, even though I've just been so confident. I'm going to go with Cesar Almeida. I'm changing my prediction. I'm going Cesar Almeida. I've just decided now. I've just decided. How did you lose last? You got unanimous decisions. I could see Cesar Almeida chilling him. I really could. Both guys are probably going to be pretty tough, though. Cesar Almeida's pretty tough. I'm going to go with Cesar Almeida. I'm going to go with Cesar Almeida by TKO. And move on before I change my mind again. Next up, we've got Giga Chikadze versus Kevin Vallejos. I lean towards Vallejos. I'm not going to lie to you. I do lean towards Vallejos. This is our co-main event, by the way. Excellent. Yeah. See, look, losing to David Onama, hard lines, hard lines. Losing to Arnold Allen is a bit, I don't like Arnold Allen. I don't like Arnold Allen. Then again, I don't hate him either. I really don't. I don't hate him, but he just annoys me. And he lost to Calvin Cater as well 3 years ago, 10 months ago. That was Edson Barboza 4 years ago. Yeah, you know what? I'm sticking with Kevin Vallejos. I really do. I think Vallejos could probably chin him. If I'm being honest with you. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Vallejos over Giga Chikadze. Um, there was a time where Giga Chikadze looked like he might have been able to make a run. Maybe he was beating some decent names, and then he kind of graduated to the next level of competition and didn't really fare well against them. And I feel like Kevin Vallejos is probably around that level of competition that he didn't fare well against. So I'm gonna go with Kevin Vallejos by TKO over Giga Chikadze. And that brings us to the main event. And the final fight will be the final fight of the year, I do believe, at least for the UFC. And it'll be the last fight on ESPN. The last ESPN one. Crazy. Crazy. End of an era. End of an era. I do lean towards Manel Kape, but I am a bit biased, so we're going to have to... And he's entertaining as well. And in Brandon Royval's defense, he's only lost to, recently to Alex Pantoja, champion. Joshua Van, champion. Technically champion. Beat Brandon Moreno. Brandon Moreno was a weird one, though. Brandon Moreno, I feel like it's always the style that breaks Moreno, to be honest with you. It's always the matchup of styles that always fucks Moreno over. He's just not got a very good style to go against other people with, to be honest with you. Tatsuo Taira's another decent win, to be fair. Matheus Nicolau is also a decent win. I'm struggling. I am struggling. It's a tough one. And Brandon Royval has the height advantage, right? Yeah. It's a tough one. I really want to go with Kape. I'm not going to lie. I really, really want to go with Kape. I mean, lost the decision to Muhammad Mokaev, who has been on a fucking tear outside of the UFC, just smashing everybody outside of the UFC. Not long ago, he did that crazy leg kick, head kick, where he didn't even reset. Or was it body kick, head kick with no reset? We're going to go with Manel Kape. We're going to go with Kape. It's going to be a decision. I do feel like it's going to be a decision. But I'm going to go with Manel Kape. He's a favourite as well, so I'm not even going to ponder about it too much. My reasoning is, I feel like Manel Kape, while, he did lose to Muhammad Mokaev. Muhammad Mokaev, no longer in the UFC, is on a tear, and it wasn't like he got battered or knocked out by Muhammad Mokaev. It was a pretty boring fight with very little back and forth, and I think the only reason Manel Kape wasn't also cut from the UFC because of that fight is because at least he was going forwards, and you can rely on him to go forwards. So I'm thinking it's going to be a decision. I don't think he's going to be able to knock Royval out. Maybe he can. Maybe he can. No, I'm going to go with a decision. Manel Kape by decision over Brandon Royval. And that does conclude this prediction video, the final prediction video on ESPN, the final prediction video of the year. Thank you very much for sticking around. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more. I'll make some content for the 6 weeks where there's nothing going on. Hopefully there's some drama or something we can talk about. But until next time, keep your chin down and keep swinging. Peace and love. I'll see you around.